Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm about to start my video here, and I thought before I started that I might let you know I am by no means an expert in this area, and certainly not any kind of medical professional here. I know a few, but based more on my personal experience, but I think that you're going to enjoy it, and I think you'll be able to come away with this with a few things that might help you in the future with your training. Let's get into it. All right, so we're going to record this for a second time. If you have a YouTube channel, you understand the frustration that can happen when you record something, maybe a 5-10 minute talk about something, and then you realize something went wrong once you watch the playback. That's what happened with this one. So I was starting to do some research the other night, and I thought, this is a good topic to start the season off with, the training season this winter into spring as I'm getting ready for my races in 2021. So hill training for the long distance runner, I have a little bit of personal history with this, as probably you do as well. If you ran cross country or any kind of competitive running in high school, college, you know what I'm talking about. Hills suck. No one wants to do a hill. No one wants to do hill training. I did not like hills in high school. I really enjoyed during the race when I could pass somebody on a hill. But what I didn't like was doing a hill workout. So at the same time, it's probably because you feel that way, you know that it's helping your training immensely. Hill training is one of the best things you can do for a couple different reasons. I'm going to go through those in a few minutes. But I can tell you that through my ultra racing that I've done, whenever I've done any kind of solid hill training before the race, it's been huge. It's really been a game changer for me. And so looking into 2021 and with my training, that's why I wanted to jump into this topic for at least a few videos, because I think I want to integrate it more and more into my training this year. I think it will help quite a bit. So before I go any farther, if you like my videos, please do subscribe, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, the thumbs up. And if you really like my videos, hit the bell, because it'll tell you immediately whenever one of my videos comes out, and you can watch it. So, and also if you're watching the video and you want to comment, or you have a question, or you have a critique, or you disagree with me, feel free. I have thick skin. I'd love to hear what you have to say on the topic. So, and we get into good discussions that way too. So the main benefits for hill training, I look at it, there are 4 main benefits for hill training. The number one benefit you get as a long distance runner from hill training is that it builds more muscle than flat training does. And it just makes total sense. When you're going up steep inclines, you're developing muscles that you'll never really get to focus on a flat course. I've noticed this through my hill training. I've noticed that even the muscle definition in my quads has changed quite a bit. I've seen my muscles grow in those areas, and you can just tell that running hills repeatedly over time has had an impact there. So, and of course, those are the muscles you're going to be using if you're a long distance runner, especially if you're a ultra trail runner like I am. So number one, it builds more muscle than flat running. Number two, it improves your running economy. And it does so in a couple different ways. The first way that it improves your running economy is that it improves your lactate threshold. Improving your lactate threshold is when your body both produces less lactic acid and it allows the body to buffer it more efficiently and more effectively. So improving your lactate threshold is a big benefit to hill training. And it's why you're so sore after you run hills. That feeling of soreness is directly linked to your lactic acid content in your muscles. And so you know that you've had a great workout and that hills are effective because of that fact. The second part of improving your running economy is that it helps your body more efficiently use oxygen. So obviously, as you're running hills, you're breathing in oxygen. Your muscles depend on that oxygen to operate effectively. And when you get used to operating at that level, then your body becomes more efficient at it. It becomes better. It learns what it needs to do to continue going at that pace. Those are the two ways that it improves your running economy. The third major benefit to running hills is it improves your form and your biomechanics. So this is one topic I didn't really put a lot of thought into and really didn't think about much at all until I did some research for this video. But it's totally true and it makes sense. In fact, I thought it was the opposite. So when I run hills, sometimes I'm so tired that my form goes, out the window. And so part of me was thinking when I read this, I was like, are you crazy? What are you talking about? My form gets worse when I go up hills. And one of the ways, and that can be the case, but one of the ways to avoid that and to really improve your biomechanics is by doing shorter bursts and really those hill repeats. So going up a shorter distance, maybe, an eighth of a mile, up a hill. But during that time, you're able to maintain that form because it's not wearing you out very quickly. When you run up a hill, number one, it forces you to drive your knees higher, and it also, at the same time, puts your feet on the ground in the right place. So when you drive your knee up as you're going up the hill, and when it comes down, your foot lands on the ground underneath your weight and underneath your body, instead of in front of your body. And what this does is it helps you to avoid a very common issue that runners have, and that is overstriding. So when you're running up a hill, and if you do hill work, it teaches your body to not overstride. The fourth major benefit to hill training for a long distance runner is that it improves your mental toughness. This is the big one that, I've known ever since I started doing hills back in high school. I think all of you, probably if you run hills, you understand this. When you run up a hill, especially a long, steady, gradual ascent, getting some decent vertical gain, you know what I mean by this. Your mental toughness is at the highest level it can be, because every second you want to quit. And if you train at that level and you train using that mental toughness on a regular basis by doing these ascents and doing hills, then you're going to have a huge impact on your ability to perform during a race, especially for a trail ultra runner. These are the races I like to do. These are long, gradual ascents, and they start to really eat away at you, and they test you mentally. And if you go to that race without that training, you might as well not show up, honestly. You have to do that kind of training before a race. Basically it's your endurance level that's improved. So your mental toughness and your endurance level. So that's the big one, really. That's the one that I think that's easiest to understand. But that's my fourth main benefit to hill training. So that's all I've got tonight. I hope that this helped in some way, at least remind you of why you're doing your hill training during all that suffering. Thank you for being out there and suffering with me. It's going to be a lot of pain this spring and during this winter, but that's hill training. What I intend to do over the next couple videos is dive in a little bit deeper to this topic and take you out on the trails a little bit and do some hill work. I'm not really looking forward to that, but I think it's important to do at this point, and I think it's going to help us for the season coming up and for our races coming up, hopefully in 2021. So if you like this video or you like my channel, again, please subscribe, like the videos, or hit the bell. Thank you very much for stopping by, and we'll catch you in the next one.